What's up guys, my name is Yugibroke and today I'm bringing you all a really cheap and fun deck that I made recently. This is my Fortune Fairy deck for September 2022. The deck is super fun because there are tons of plays to go into since the deck relies on drawing, and when you draw a Fortune Fairy card, it doesn't matter which, you can then special summon it from your hand and get another effect, which is great. It's super fun to play and I've tested around a bit with it, and this is what I came up with. So without further ado, let's dive right in. First of all, 3 Fortune Fairy Hikari. Fortune Fairy Hikari is a great card because when it's summoned from the hand, you can send a monster you control to the grave and special summon a level 1 from your deck, and it allows you to go into some pretty fun plays that I'll show you off later. Moving on, 3 Fortune Fairy N. It's great especially when going against trap decks or decks that set on the field a lot. Another card that I like, Fortune Fairy Hue. When it's summoned, you can add one of your banished monsters from your to your hand. Now, the second best Fortune Fairy card in my opinion, Sui. When it's summoned, you can banish another monster on the field, which makes it great. Moving on, 3 Fortune Fairy Anne. Anne can banish you a card from your deck, meaning it synergizes really well with you. So it's a combo that I like when it comes up, and it can help you because you plus off it. Now for the final Fortune Fairy monster that I believe is the best of them all, I ran 3 Fortune Fairy Chi because it can draw both you and your opponent a card, meaning that if you draw another Fortune Fairy monster like Sui and Dan and all the others, for example, you can then special summon it as well, which makes it really good. Now for the final 2 monsters, I ran 2 Effect Veiler, and the reason why I love running Effect Veiler is because of Fortune Fairy Hikari, because like I said, when it's summoned, you can send a monster you control to the grave and then special summon Veiler. And Veiler, not only is it a level 1 spellcaster monster, it's also a tuner, which means you can go into some synchro plays later. Now for the spells of the deck, I ran 3 Lucky Loan. Lucky Loan can let you go into some really fun plays since it's a special summon directly from the deck, and it can basically get you monsters on the field to work with, which is what makes this card great. Now another great card is Unacceptably Result. It can basically special summon you from the hand a spellcaster monster if you control a spellcaster monster. It's also a quick effect, meaning that you can do this on your opponent's turn and can basically let you special summon monsters like Sui, which are great. Now for the final Fortune Fairy related spell, I ran 2 Miracle Stone. It's great if you want to beat over your opponent's monsters, and it can also draw you a card when a Fortune Fairy monster you control is involved in a battle, meaning that you can get more bodies on the field and basically go into some more plays, and it's great. And the reason I only ran 2 is because it's not stackable, unfortunately. Now for the rest of the spells, I ran 3 Magicalized Fusion. This card is great, especially since we run so many spellcaster monsters, and it can bring out your boss monster of the deck, which is also a spellcaster, Quintet Magician. I ran 3 Spellbook of Knowledge. It can send a card you control to the grave and then draw 2. I ran 2 Pot of Desires. It's pretty straightforward. Banish 10, draw 2. Great card. Unfortunately is at 2 as well. I ran Wonderwand. The reason why I ran this card is because it acts just like a Spellbook of Knowledge, and it can even gain your monster 500 attack. And for the final two spells of the deck, I ran one Reasoning because you have so many monsters with different levels on this deck, and it's almost impossible for your opponent to guess the level correctly. And to close off the main deck, one Secret Village of the Spellcasters. The reason why I don't run more is simply because if you have a Fortune Fairy on the field, it has 0 attack and 0 defense, meaning that if your opponent beats over it, then you are locked out of spells, which is really bad. Now for the extra deck, I ran 2 of the boss monster, Quintet Magician. Not only is it a tower, but it can also destroy your opponent's entire board if it's summoned with monsters with different names, and it's somewhat easy to do in this deck. I ran for the Link lineup 1 Phoenix, 1 Cross Ship, because I ran many different types of cards in the extra, 1 Unicorn to bounce, 1 Decode, 1 Topologic Bomber, and finally the 1 Borreload Dragon. All of these cards are interchangeable and you can swap them for some other cards if you would like, but this is what I decided to run. For the Synchro monsters, I ran 1 Herald of the Arclight. I know it's a bit expensive, so if you want you can swap it out. 1 Alive Justice Catastor and the 1 Coral Dragon. And for the Xyz lineup, I ran the 1 Kiki Nagashi Fuko, 1 Sylvan Princess Sprite, 1 number 75, and the 1 Wind Up Arsenal Zenmayo in case you go up against the back row deck. So yeah guys, that's it. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please consider liking the video. That's all. I'll catch you guys later.